We just had an EF5 tornado classified, but have you ever wondered what is the EF scale and how does it actually happen? Well, first starting off, EF stands for Enhanced Fujita Scale, and that really goes in to describe damage. Damage indicators are the ones that decide what scale, EF 0 through 5, the tornado gets assigned. So let's start off with EF 0 and go through up of what damage indicators really kind of mean for the storm and why they get classified that way. An EF0 tornado just rolled through. That classifies it as the lowest ranked tornado, 65 to 85 mile per hour winds, and the damage indicator on those winds. Again, those winds come afterwards, damage first. We're talking about small tree branches down, some shingles peeled off roofs, and maybe some mobile homes that have been dislodged from their foundation or maybe slightly rolled. Moving on to EF1, we have 86 to 110 mile per hour winds associated with the damage indicators of windows completely damaged or destroyed from debris hitting them. We have parts of roofs removed from the actual structure of the building for well-built homes, and lastly sheds that are completely destroyed, completely gone. Those are associated with the damage of EF1. For EF2, we're talking about 111 to 135 mile per hour winds. We're talking about some serious damage now. Entire roofs completely ripped off any well-built homes, at least one wall, exterior wall failure, so a wall could collapse inward, and we have large trees that are snapped in half. And lastly, we have kind of cars that are rolled or tipped over can be associated with our EF2. Now for EF3, we're talking about 136 to 165 miles per hour. We're talking about warehouses, steel warehouses, severely damaged, heavy vehicles flung into the air, and entire stories of well-built homes completely ripped apart, completely damaged from there. Now for EF4, we're talking about 166 miles per hour to 200 miles per hour, depending on the damage indicators of complete homes destroyed. We're talking about they're completely wiped off their foundation, cars thrown hundreds of yards, and lastly, steel or reinforced concrete severely damaged within structures. You can start to see how these storms become immense. And lastly, we have EF5, over 200 mile per hour. These are the ones that completely wipe neighborhoods, all of their houses off their foundations, vehicles thrown miles in the air. And additionally, one last kind of big thing for EF5, so they have to have proof that they have had 200 mile per hour winds. This could be through a few ways. Like our past EF5 that was just classified, we had a train car that was thrown over 400 feet. That was kind of very heavy and very good proof that you need 200 mile per hour winds. Another way this can happen is if the tornado hits a well-built structure, like let's say a hospital, and the hospital has shifted off the foundation. These types of well-built structures and like skyscrapers, if they're very significantly damaged by this very strong storm, that is when you get the classification for EF5. And again, to wrap up, for all these classifications, you need damage indicators to get that wind speed. Wind speeds afterwards is kind of, you need proof in the pudding to get that wind speed. All these have different damage indicators, which we went through. Let me know what questions you guys have about the EF scale and what you think about it, because some people have great criticism about it. Of course, there is some opinion to determining damage and what happened. And let me know if you guys think it should change and what kind of way you determine EF scale.